So you got to also understand, like, nah, let me get to know them first. Sometimes you got to slow down the temptation. The third part is knowing how to practice some form of abstinence. I know men don't really talk about it, y'all, but your sex or your semen is really a part of your power. What do I mean by that? Yo, I remember abstaining from sex for 30 to 60 days and how I felt after. I also know how I felt after releasing. You know, they say the post-nut clarity. Like, that's real. Like, you got have sex, ejaculate, and now your mind change. Your legs feel different because your big part of our power as men is our semen. So learning how to practice some form of semen retention does matter. And it's something no one ever talked to me about, but I'm talking to y'all about it because I feel like it's an important conversation and dialogue that's meant to have amongst our young men, is knowing how to practice not just semen retention, but knowing how to practice some form of abstinence. During time periods as people that's leaders and intaking a lot of information, abstinence also help you gain some form of clarity. Like, there's times where I've abstained from sex and interacting with women to a certain extent because I needed to get some clarity in my thoughts. And I want to encourage you to know that too, that a big part of who we are in our power is not just in our semen, but in our clarity. So I want you to learn how to practice that. You feel me? Learn how to know that you're going to have to practice some forms of abstinence, knowing that you're not going to always engage in sex. And there's time periods where you're going to have to learn how to do that in order to gain some clarity as men. You feel me? And then the last part I say when it comes to just practicing abstinence or really knowing how to interact and control our lust is knowing that a big part, even in the Bible, there's a particular story about Lot and his daughters. And what they said was how in order to get him to sleep with his daughters to recreate, they had to get him drunk. Like, it's so many stories in the Bible that talk about men, lust being used against them.